we talk about how this patch feels like Heroes of the Storm. Why not just get heroes that just battle all the time? And it is a PA, so we're going to see
pretty dangerous
how
into
good this combo
Bloodseeker.
is. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it's still Weehaw safely. So that to me shows that this is the recipe now. They are playing Weehaw safely, no matter what. If he's not playing his arguably best hero, and with Miracle also being a formidable Bloodseeker player, then they want Weehaw to play safely, at least for now.
It's interesting. I do wonder if they're going to keep this long term, because I've told you this story before, but when we first had Weehaw come onto the DC squad, when that new team was kind of formed from the ashes of the old, if you will, Weehaw was actually the carry player and Resolution was the mid, because obviously Resolution was the mid prior to that. And Weehaw played, it just didn't work, let's just say. He kept feeding on these heroes and people were kind of getting upset with him because his playstyle can be kind of clowny at times, you know? So then they made the switch and Resolution played the carry, and now that's basically what he plays all the time, right? So it's interesting how it's coming back to, it's kind of recycled again.
Yep.
Hopefully it
Life
works
is
out
a wheel with many edges.
Wow, that's profoundly awful.
Thank you.
So whose lineup do you like more overall? Can Magnus lose twice in a row? That's probably the better question for you.
I'm kind of liking Nigma's chances here, just based on previous games, right? If I look at the lineups and disregard who's playing at all, I like Vikings draft more, I think. It's really down to Bloodseeker to make this dire lineup work. I think the pick was great. I think the plan is really good, but it seems harder to execute probably than Vikings lineup. I'm still going to pick Nigma to win though, because they've been owning.
Yeah, so they've looked very, very good. I don't know if I believe in PA, honestly. The Empower is essentially, I want to say it's about half the effect on ally heroes now, what it used to be, or close to that at least. I mean, she'll still be able to farm and whatnot. It just feels like I don't know, she doesn't come online that quick. Like once you get like the Deso, it's just, you're not quite there yet still. You still need BKB. You still need all these items. Not a believer in this hero right now, but will only be proven wrong. I mean, what level is this sword? He has the lowest level Arcana sword, Cinder. I don't believe in this PA at all. Doesn't even glow, for God's sake. Unacceptable. You okay?
It's just sad, you know?
What's sad?
It's just sad. You have these cool cosmetics and then they're not even leveled up, man. You're a pro player. Come on.
I mean, you only had like a little bit of time to upgrade that during the Arcana week.
You can still upgrade them.
No, I know you can upgrade, but each win counts as 1 point.
It's a lot slower. It is a lot slower. It is level 2, by the way, Shannon. It's not level 1.
What? No way.
He has style 2. He has 65 out of 100.
Oh. Interesting. It doesn't show up on. It doesn't look like.
So it's actually not sad. Never mind. It's not sad at all.
This is the same level as me. I guess I'm pretty sad as well. Jeez.
Can't say shad without sad though.
Great one.
Okay, let's save us all. Okay, let's look.
What the? Let me ask you a question. The new Raindrop. It's not able to be upgraded at all. We've been seeing it purchased, not as often, obviously, because it doesn't build into an urn, but. The fact that it can't be upgraded, is this... I mean, you're still going to see it consistently, you think? Still good enough?
It's better on every hero except the ones that buy earn, right? I think that's the short version. Oh, Mind Control. Kuro choosing... He's ice cold there, not to skill stun. But I think he really doesn't want to have stun in this lane. He wants to have Wave of Terror. More than likely.
Viking gets 3 bounties.
The goal of the Venge Underlord lane is to push out the wave with Wave of Terror and Rain of Fire. Rain of Fire, holy shit. Firestorm. I'm back 15 years in my head.
Warcraft 3!
You cast these 2 spells, you push out the wave, get the experience, and then you can back off. If you're facing a tri-lane, you need to find the experience somehow. If you can push it into the tower, they might push back into you, and that would be really good. So let's
I feel like Elder
Sully
Titan
is
in
trying
a tri-lane
to bully.
is really strong.
It's the first spell.
Well, they're going to battle right off the bat. Shad taking a lot of Firestorm damage. A tip from Weehaw.
Oh, GH's Spirit is crossing the entire map. That's why he wasn't so strong right now.
Ah, there it is. And now he is quite buff. Oh, cancels that auto attack, though. Should obviously mention that Toby is the one that playing Magnus this time around, so will not be... will be. Who played it last game? It was the mid, right? Or am I crazy?
The Magnus? Yes, it was mid.
So it's going to be an off
played
lane.
by Tanner.
So I mean, he is solo right now, 1v1 against the Bloodseeker. As I don't want to miss any action in this tri-lane. Anything can happen. Tusk gets off the ice
I think this is
shards.
a pretty Bloodseeker favored lane, by the way. If he goes the exact build he has with Blood Rage level 1, he should have a damage advantage.
Well, not to mention that in a tri-lane scenario, you're going to have a lot of heroes relatively low buffing that Bloodseeker,
Very
right?
true, yeah.
Celery taking some more briefcase damage right now.
I think, again, Nigma are good at making these lane adjustments, similar to the Enigma versus Venomancer lane they had last game. They just identify if this matchup is 1v1, we're happy, and we're going to play off it in both lanes. I see Weeha possibly doubling up Magnus here while they can win the bottom tri-lane. Look at how low these bottom heroes are.
How much damage does Weeha have? Oh, yeah,
only attack speed, but it's a good amount.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Well, bottom lane, the Courier will be taken out by Kuroki. All right, that's a nice little bounty for them.
Did it deliver its regen? I think it didn't.
Sure.
They're starved down here.
Mind Control taking
Mind
so
Control.
much damage. Echo Stomp, though, is there for the extra CC. Howl of Terror on top of it. Shad might get right-clicked down by GH. He does. That is a crap ton of damage, my friends. And so far,
Kuro has
this tri-lane is a success for Team Nigma.
GH, if he wants. He does want to.
There we go. Back to full HP, essentially.
It could be a blessing here, a bit in disguise for Viking that Shad died, because they need regen badly in order to play this lane. He only brought a salve, though, for the Tusk. This is not enough. And this Courier that's trying to get regen in... Alright, there's the D-Ward coming in from Celery's Sentry. Does he get gold for that if he plays the Sentry if it gets killed by the wave? I think he still does, right?
In theory, based on the wording, yes, he should. But I don't know if he actually does.
Did he get gold there? I don't know.
Instant replay time. We don't have that capability. Weeha should have a pretty damn good time.
Do you remember when we did our...
yes. DAC. Anybody in chat remember that one? Oh, man, that was classic.
That was hilarious.
Cinderin was watching... I forget why this was set up, but you were watching on a slightly delayed stream while I was casting.
And then we could switch to my screen.
I kept missing kills over and over. So we would just look at the instant replay on your monitor. That was so good.
It was actually a very scuffed replay, but it worked.
Good old times. Bloodseeker, man, Weeha is doing quite well right now. 13-9. Actually, it's relatively even so far, but I think he should gain the advantage the more levels he gets. Yeah, more denies for sure. We didn't talk about the mid lane, which we'll talk about briefly before we go back to the tri-lane. Kunkka versus TA. Obviously, Tidebringer not doing a whole lot against TA, but if he's able to hit Torrent, that's a lot of instances of damage being able to take off Refraction. But I would assume TA favored still by a decent amount.
I think it's pretty even.
Okay.
And both heroes go jungle anyway. They push out the wave and then they go hit jungle camps. And they will both do that. You see Tanner right now already pushing into Miracle's tower. He starts to farm this big camp. And now Miracle's going to push into his tower. He's going to go back to the wave. And then come back for the Centaur later. And this back and forth will just keep happening for the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And you can say the same for the off lane, right? Both Magnus and Bloodseeker can go jungle for a bit as well.
Yep, they can.
Very nice.
Currently, Toby is going
meta
into the other guy's jungle. Oh, that Courier needs to be careful. And it is.
It is careful. I'm sticking to this tri-lane, by the way. I'm terrified. Oh! Ice Shards onto two heroes. GH gets the Echo Stomp off. He's just going to turn around and start beating the crap out of heroes, as Shad will be the first to fall. Elder Titan shortly after. Aramis barely able to live, but he's providing a lot of attack speed for Bloodseeker now in the opposing lane.
And Kuro will get the bounty rune. I think Mind Control will get the other bounty rune. So 3 for 1 here for Nigma in terms of runes, as Toby gets 1 top in the river. Yeah, Nigma's game plan definitely once again coming along very nicely, just by virtue of setting the better lanes. And also these tri versus tri lane situations, they seem very comfortable with trading and playing around Elder Titan strength. Elder Titan is, in many ways, the single best tri-laner in the game when he hits level 3. It's just incredible how much damage you get out of the Astral Spirit. So,
yep, Elder Titan quite strong. A little bit surprised we didn't see it last game like we talked about. Ramus, he puts down a ward, but I'm pretty sure Miracle saw that. And he's probably pinging out the sentries now. Bottom lane, Mind Control continuing to spam the Firestorm. This is another great tri-lane hero in theory if you're able to get some levels. Can continually push the enemy under their tower as long as he can keep that mana capacity up. Yeah, I really like their lineup this game. I'm a big fan of these big fat beefy heroes, as you know. And even though I have a bias against ranged heroes, Vengeful Spirit's one of my favorites. Mid lane, in the meantime, Miracle gets hit by the Kunkka ship. Kuroki is here, but Miracle is stuck in the ice shards. Looks like he will maybe fall, but the refraction comes up at the last second. Rupture onto the Kunkka. Looks like he will get out, though. So no one actually dies, and a lot more TPs for Team Nigma. So I suppose that's a win for Viking? Although Kunkka does have to go back to base, and TA does not.
It's pretty even, I would say. TA and Venge can just go and share the shrine here, and then reset. And Weeha, with his incredible move speed, is already back to top lane and actually bullying Toby back to his tower. So I think, again, you're okay with that if you're Nigma. Like, given how it started out, just the fact that TA doesn't die is a victory in itself. That looked very killable. But quick reaction from Kuro there saved his life. Ironwood Tree. Very nice recipe for Miracle. He already has 2 branches, so just buy another branch for the sweet little upgrade.
Echo Stomp onto 2 in the bot lane into the Pit of Malice, and Celery is donezo. Not a whole lot his allies can do to help. Well, we're going to have initiation on a Kuroki, though. Tag team is there, but the Echo Stomp again to follow. Buyback by Crystal Maiden. Very interesting. The Courier better be careful. Get that Beetle. They're going to focus on Kuroki instead, and he will fall. But Shad is stuck inside the Pit of Malice, but it looks like he might be okay, but GH is going to continue the pressure, and the right click is more than enough to follow up. So Celery's buyback not really worth it, it feels like. And Weeha has TP'd in. Bloodright is there. Tusk is going to snowball in. Of course, Rupture is available, but they're next to their tower, so probably not running away.
Out. That's a huge win for Nigma. They force the Kunkka TP, they get the kill, they get a Maiden buyback, and they get out. And the TA is just free farming in the meantime. And now Shad has been relegated to mid lane. He's level 4 against level 9 TA. I'm pretty sure that's not very fun, but yeah. Fortunately, Miracle will just push into the tower and just leave him be.
I mean, to be fair, well, we're going to see GH take the X into the boat, and that will finally be a kill going the way of Viking in this tri-lane. But Team Nigma, it looks like a totally different team today. And a lot of it has to do with, like you said, maybe changing things up with Weeha being in the safe lane and Miracle back to his mid. But so far,
it has definitely helped
much better.
It has absolutely helped them. Maybe it's just a short-term thing. You know, they got to make this qualification, and they will maybe work out the kinks later on if they do want to play Miracle in the safe lane. But perhaps they've also just changed their read on the patch to considering that maybe they feel like the mid lane is the carry this patch, and not the safe lane. And they put Miracle in the highest impact role.
Shockwave, there's no RP. It's actually not leveled yet. Kuroki is going to get some help from Weeha. Looks like they'll find that kill, and Kuroki might just get away fine. Toby ruptured up, skewers basically to his death. The counter is real. Weeha with a double kill. This is one of the best starts he's had this entire qualifier.
For sure. He's far ahead of the mag right now, isn't he? Yeah, 1,000 gold. And TA is almost 1,000 ahead of Kunkka. And Underlord is also... I mean, literally every single hero on Nigma is ahead of the counterpart in the enemy team. No exceptions. They're winning every lane. Not by a landslide, but even just a few hundred gold on every hero very quickly becomes a big deal. Now it's time for the outposts. Looks like a classic 1-1 split. Viking is sending 4 heroes top, which they really don't need.
Was it a built-in comeback mechanics, Synderin, that Team Nigma is ahead, but they find the Iron Talon in the jungle, the worst of the items? Could it be that it's connected? Conspiracy theorist? Tier 1 tower, taking a beating. TA found it originally, and we have a Rupture.
You know it's bad when the farming hero doesn't even want it.
Yeah, that is true. Kuroki, all right, he's kind of stuck inside these shards now, but he will get some help from Mind Control. Rupture has worn off on Tanner, and this fight might get into a denied tower, and it does, thanks to Kuroki. And things will be broken up completely now. GH has the Iron Talon, by the way. Use it. Use it! Yes! Look at that.
Okay, he used it on the small creep that will get regenerated to full. He just wanted to stack the camp. It doesn't matter.
Backseat Dota here today from the great Cinderman.
Not very important. Oh, by the way, Fated Brooch is very good on Elder. Benefits from the move speed on the Spirit and has mana problems inherently. I think this might be one of the single best heroes.
I didn't think about the Astral Spirit. That's true.
It's very good on Elder.
I mean, I feel like this, based on what we've seen, I know it's a small sample size, but this hero should be picked every game, or at least banned. Something. He's just completely
He seems very good.
Of course, it is GH, so maybe he makes everything look good. We are able to get this bottom outpost. It's only 11:45 though, so won't be getting that bonus quite yet. He's gonna get ganked. Weehaw gets off the blood right just in time, or does he? No, doesn't matter. He is overwhelmed by 4 members.
A lot of heroes.
Yes.
It showcased what the problem Tusk can have against Bloodseekers, though. Like, the very telegraphed snowball, he immediately blood rights and gets a 3-man silence. If he has teammates there, that could have gone real bad.
Right.
For Viking. Good scouting there with the shards. Oh, he actually blocked in Miracle.
Sorry, I just noticed that
Miracle in the Roche pit, has the Desolator ready to go, along with that Ironwood tree that you were talking about. So a great start for him. Top of the net worth by a ginormous margin, by the way, just saying.
Yeah,
and it's felt like that has been every single game.
He has 160 CS min at 12. Holy shit. That's actually really high, even for TA standards.
Miracle things. Shad still quite a ways away, about halfway to his Desolator, but I mean, I think that's when he starts fighting, but it's still really easy to kill, you know? I don't know about this hero. He needs like BKB after that and then maybe one item before he starts hitting real hard. And really the level 2 ult makes a big difference as well. But either way, Team Nigma will be getting this tier 1 tower bot. Absolutely no problem. Mind Control going for a Vanguard on top of the bracelet that he has right now.
Same build as last time. Vanguard after
Crimson.
Mana Boots. And you will probably finish a Crimson against both PA and Kunkka. Seems very nice to just have mitigation for the team against tag team. All the physical damage coming out from Tusk. Seems like a solid
Weehaw
choice.
with a very utility build, of course. Buckler, drums, and going BKB, so absolutely no damage. But his spell is really the counter for this game.
They have so much damage across their lineup that I don't think Bloodseeker needs to buy physical damage yet. They have a TA, they have Avenge minus armor, they have an Underlord who hits hard, they have Elder Titan to remove the rest of the armor. Very potent physical damage.
And they can go for Roche pretty much any time now, I feel like, if they find the opening. Probably waiting for a pick-off or two. Get that little window. Or this DD. But GH will take it for himself. Time to Iron Talon jungle double damage his way to victory. If only that worked. What if it, with double damage, Iron Talon just killed creeps, Cinderin? It's a very minute thing, right? Very, very small change. But
I think that sounds like a great RNG change.
I like it. There's not enough RNG in this game. That's what I've been told. Well, GH meandering his way into the enemy jungle, which seems to be in control of his team as of now. Both teams kind of passive. Toby going for a Vlad's, so not prioritizing, at least not yet, the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, on the off-lane Magnus, how fast do you think you should go for something like that? Because mid lane, it was essentially the first item, right? After like a couple bracers.
Part of me just wants him to rush eggs regardless. Like, it really does. But I think he's identifying that the rupture problem is too severe, and he will just aura it up for his team. It's a really clever solution from Nigma here, I think. I can't think of a single thing that would be more annoying to play the mag bus against than rupture.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that he went away from it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't mention the fact that he could just opt not to go for it just because of the Bloodseeker. Because Bloodseeker sometimes is just one of those trump cards where he hard counters it here. Like, if I'm playing Pango, that's the hardest counter you can get. Like, it just feels real bad. Miracle, 2 shots to Crystal Maiden.
See ya.
Nice to meet you. And the tier 1 tower looks to be potentially the next target for them, as PA does get the Deso, so this could be a little surprise
Oh, good combo of
The enemy
spells.
rupture and the swap. You're seeing how much burst damage they actually do. Tanner's very low. The RP does go off, though. Tanner getting healed up thanks to the mech. Still ruptured, of course. Will finally go down. Was a delayed effect. Will buy back into the game, actually, as Kuroki is going to be the first to fall for his team, potentially. Gets off the magic missile, though, and PA dies with that Desolator intact. And Weehaw going to town on this Tusk, and the buybacks galore. Again, this could be a disaster for Viking. Toby, with pretty much no mana to speak of, they need to get something out of this buyback from Tanner. They're going for GH, another Pit of Malice, and Weehaw is just doing so much damage this fight. This is going to be a dieback on the Tanner if they're able to actually finish him off. Does have the armlet, so able to keep alive for a little bit longer. Tusk buys back into the game. Going to TP into the Shrine as well, but this is a dieback, a triple kill for Weehaw. By far his best game of this qualifiers, and Aramis, despite buying back, is the last member of his team, and it looks like that this is going to be essentially a team wipe. I believe PA bought back into this, so this is a complete disaster for Viking.
What do you mean essentially? That fight ended 8-0. What more do you want?
Why do you have to backseat cast me as well? You backseat Miracle, and now you backseat cast me. Do you have no shame, sir?
I just know you can do better. You know, you gotta dig deep.
I hate you so much.
Holy shit, that was actually incredible. Okay, Nigma are starting to look like a tier 1 team again. Like this gameplay is miles ahead of 2 days ago, I want to say. Their spellcasting, the way they draft, the way they play around each other, the way they think about the game. It's like they needed to warm up and get on the same page. And now these games, this is not even close. The last game was pretty exciting and a little bit clowny, and I think largely because of the Magnus Eggs, it got to the point it did. And they definitely were still a little sharp around the edges, but man, that fight was very, very well played. They did pretty much everything right. You don't win a fight 8-0 in the enemy mid-tier 1 tower 15 minutes in unless you're doing something right. Like, that's just very well done.
They essentially won the game on that fight.
Basically, yes. It's...
Kuroki
quick swap from Kuro. Free
a
kill.
Crystal Maiden. And that is goodbye to her again. And Bloodseeker and company should be able to take out this tier 1 without much issue. He's almost done with his BKB now. Yep. Things are looking good. And we're at 18.5 minutes, so the outposts are in control of them as well. As the DD on Miracle, this is scary. Of course, has the Aegis. We didn't mention that Vambrace was picked up. I wasn't sure if he was going to build a second Wraith Band or give it to his friend Underlord with that Bracer, but he did end up combining it for himself.
Yep.
And it's a good item. Very, very good item. See if they go for this tier 2 now. It looks like that is going to be the case. I really like their lineup. I think this is the best draft they've had, in my opinion. Just everything feels like it's coming together. Obviously, execution is a big thing as well. But this lineup just, from my brain, Cinderin, it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they're making it look super good. You asked
I mean,
me
the
before
Magnus
the game
is not
whose
what they
lineup
wanted
I
it to
liked
be.
better, and I just said, like, disregarding what the teams are, I think the Radiant lineup is really good unless they very much make this Bloodseeker work, and they just did, mainly based on the laning stage. Like, the way they put their lanes just put them in such a good position by getting that 1v1 matchup and pressuring the PA in lane, so she couldn't have a game. Like, the PA has basically not even played the game yet. And now it's almost over. It's kind of sad when you think about it. Like, you join the game, you're playing one of your favorite heroes, you have mag and power, you're super excited, and when you're online, you've almost lost.
Yeah.
That's rough.
We did talk about that early game. I mean, PA's, I don't know. I feel pretty mad about her overall. Crimson Guard now on the Underlord. Weehaw has that 10-second BKB ready to go. They might try to jump him here, actually. Tanner. Yeah, Weehaw's just going to BKB. And, of course, both outposts for the Dire, and they're going to be getting everything out of this now. As the Halberd finally picked up from Kunkka. I mean, he has a decent amount of farm for his team. It's not the worst, but just haven't felt the impact just because Team Nigma is owning on every level, it feels like.
Time is running out here, and I'm saying that for a Mag PA lineup who historically are really good at coming back from slight deficits, but I think this is too much. And when you're losing control of the map this hard, and you're starting to lose every single tower, even if you have Mag PA, I think in this patch, playing very defensively and just trying to farm with this Mag PA is not going to win the game if you give another set of double outpost, 4 bounties, and a Roche to the Dire. Let's see if we even get to that point. The Aegis still has a minute and a half left, so if Miracle wants to try his luck, he could. go and do something here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But for now, they're just taking every tower. And Blood Rage TA hits real hard.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff. But the good news is Tusk got his 90 gold a minute talent, Cinderin. Doesn't even bother for the XP gain. I mean, they need to get kills for that to actually matter. And they're just really struggling on all accounts now. Oh, we're going to see a TP in from Tanner. Going for the Kuroki kill. And GH is like, I'm just going to farm these creeps. You're fine, right, buddy? Yep, you're fine. And the swap out. And Kuroki is good. Doesn't even need any assistance. That was a potential... That was like a 2-3 man gank on the position 5. And you barely touched her.
You touched her, and then you lost control of the area again and lost the ward that you walked up there to place aggressively. So you accomplished nothing, and you lost the ward, and it only gets worse like that. They are just completely contained. When
you're this far behind, you need to take some crazy risks, and I think a lot of it can come down to the outposts, right? Like maybe the 20, if they can make it this far, but the 25-minute mark, maybe you go for one of these outposts and go all out, because it can be snowbally for the enemy team if they're able to control it consistently. Like that is... These objectives really do matter. Mind control. Very, very tanky. That might not be the target you want to go for. If you had trouble with Vengeful Spirit, I don't think Underlord's going to really care. By the way, we didn't even mention MKB finish on TA and still has 3k on top. Miracle is mega farmed. And Weeha's finally going some damage now, so Mjolnir next on the list.
Yeah. I don't actually know if that's the best item here, but I think there's a lot of different stuff. Think about, oh, they're all showing on a ward. This is very, very bad positioning right now for Viking. Yep, there's the Underlord ulti. They definitely want to fight here. That's a dead maiden.
Here they come. Yeah, Miracle gets a nice little one-shot there. And they're going to have to fall back to base. Now, PA, I believe, has BKB at base. I believe the Mithril Hammer should be there. Yeah, okay. So this is probably what they've been waiting for. Not sure if it's going to matter at this point, but it is a very big item. This is when PAs would like to start fighting. The issue is you're down 16k.
And you can get ruptured, because they don't need to reserve the rupture for a Magnus with Ags. So Weeha can specifically target the PA and just ruin her fights.
Yep.
Let's see if there's going to be an attempt on the TA. They're just letting Miracle take the full tower. Nobody was even trying to go in here. It's easier said than done, right? But
yeah, it is.
You got to pick your fight, right? It's not getting easier. Now you just lost a tower and a shrine for nothing. So I think with every passing minute, it's 1 minute later than you should have tried. And there we go. They're going now.
And they might run into... Oh, it might be Kuroki, might be Mind Control. They're going to de-ward a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty much has to be the fight. TA getting initiated on. Nice boat onto 2, actually. Kuroki is going to take the brunt of the damage for now. RP onto just the TA. But the Echo Stomp to counter. Oh, dear. That is rough stuff. Into the Elder Titan ult as well, as Miracle is just cleaning everybody up. Celery gets his ult canceled pretty much immediately. And this looks to be a 3-0 for Team Nigma. As you remember, they got 2-1'd by Viking yesterday, so this is a complete turnaround.
They have improved so much overnight. They know exactly what they needed to do and to change, and that's, that's a class difference thing. They looked at the replays, they looked at their mistakes, and they figured it out. It seems, at least, maybe Viking are also playing a little less sharp today than they did yesterday, and they've been figured out a little bit in draft, but regardless, Nigma's just on a completely different level today. And I think the key thing about the fight we just watched, I don't even know if you had it on camera, but very early on when the fight broke out and Kunkka ran into X, the TA, Weeha was immediately on top of PA and ruptured her. So she was just stuck, she's just standing there at the wards and just looking at her teammates die, and she can't do anything. She can't connect to the fight.
But Kuroki has a Chrysalis, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen this on a position 5 Vengeful Spirit before. Pretty cool, knowing that they're super far ahead. Echo Stomp onto 2. Torn onto 3 heroes. Shad comes in with a BKB, but they just have no damage to follow this up with. And TA and company should be able to clean this up quite nicely. Toby getting help with that boat. But that is 2 dead in the blink of an eye, and the GGs come out. Congratulations to Team Nigma as they will qualify for the minor in Bukovel, Ukraine. Good series. This one was the biggest stomp, but I enjoyed a lot of these games.